Welcome back to The Occult Detective. I'm Bob Freeman, and I have a book haul for you today. Picked up some interesting things that I think might interest you. We'll start with some mail that came in, and probably the most important book I got was Miss Linwood Entertains by the infamous John Linwood Grant. This is Dark and Strange Fictions. And I did the titles for him, and so he sent this as a copy, a kind of a thank you. And so if you've read Grant at all, then you know that he's a consummate storyteller, and I really like his occult detective fiction. And I'm looking forward to diving to this. This is a little different from the introduction. So yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. This is currently available, so go out and get yourself a copy. I also received from Wiser Books a review copy of The Alchemical Imagination. This is by Eliza Swan, Creativity as Catalyst for Radical Transformation. So I've started reading this. It is not exactly barking up my tree. I had a lot of high hopes for it. There's a lot of good information in this right from the start. I just don't necessarily love the way it's presented, but I'll get to the end and decide maybe my opinion will change. So this crossed my path. Paul Tremblay's The Cabin at the End of the World. Everybody seems to love him. I've yet to read him, so I'm looking forward to diving into some of Tremblay's work. He certainly, from his presence on social media, seems like a great guy. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to tackling this one. Now let's get to something fun. I'm digging around in old paperbacks, and I found several things of note, and perhaps the most interesting of those, $6 Million Man, The Secret of Bigfoot Pass. This is a novelization of the terrific Bigfoot episode of the $6 Million Man. And it doesn't get better than this. As a kid, this was big stuff, man. And I had the toys, the whole 9 yards. And I'm not expecting this book to be Pulitzer Prize worthy or anything like that, but the breaking of twigs gave way to the sound of distinct, very forceful footsteps. Suddenly, the thicket burst apart, and the air was disrupted by a gigantic roar. Austin stared transfixed at Sasquatch. From his 8-foot height to his satanic white eyes, and sucked in his breath in anticipation as the giant hurtled toward him. That's good stuff. So I also grabbed the novelization of Identity. Identity was this terrific horror movie that dealt with a schizophrenic serial killer who was being taken in before some kind of tribunal. And that was interspersed with the story of these people that became trapped in a motel, a roadside motel. And one by one, they begin to be eliminated. So, yeah, it was a terrific film. I expect the novelization to be a nice adaptation of that. So we'll see. I love the movie, so I didn't want to pass it up. I own this already just not in this form. I kind of showed it off a while back, but I brought it home. My wife actually discovered this for me. Masks of the Illuminati, Robert Anton Wilson. This is a continuation of the Illuminatus trilogy that he wrote with Robert Shea, or at least, in that universe. In this, you've got just terrific characters. Aleister Crowley, Albert Einstein, James Joyce, and it's all kind of wrapped up in this weird conspiracy. It's Robert Anton Wilson, right? So it's my favorite novel of his, and I love that cover, and so yes, taking it home. Now, take note, Gothic romance lovers. I have a couple of Victoria Holt's classic of the genre, Mistress of Melon. That cover. And The Legend of the Seventh Virgin. Classics. I read a lot of Victoria Holt as a child, and these are just prime examples of Gothic romance. Here's 3 books quite interesting to some of you. Bernard Cornwell's Uhtred Stories, The Last Kingdom, The Pale Horseman, Lords of the North. I already own these. I've read them, but I thought I should pick up these trades. I knew somebody would be interested, and it gives me copies that if somebody does show interest, that hey, take these with you. We're getting down to the end. Louis Ferdinand Céline, Journey to the End of the Night. This one's been around the block a bit, but this is something I've never read, and I was talking with a rare book dealer that I admire quite a bit. He's a very knowledgeable individual, and he asked if I'd read this. I had not. The expressionists love it. The transcendentalists love it. The surrealists love this. He hated all of them. But yeah, so I've heard of the book, for decades, and he turned me on to this copy, so this is definitely on my TBR. I also grabbed a thin little work. It's the Apocrypha. I have a few different copies of this, but I thought this one was interesting. And it's small, easily grabbed off the shelf rather than grabbing a complete Bible that has the Apocrypha added to it. So for quick research purposes, I thought, yeah, why not? And that leaves us with the final book in the haul, The Drama in the Desert. So this is a book full of photographs of Burning Man. And Burning Man is just this crazy festival out in the middle of nowhere with allusions to, well, here's your Burning Man. It's paganistic, it's hedonistic, it's just a crazy experience out in the middle of the desert, full of art and psychedelics. And yeah, I've never been. Don't want to go now. May have when I was younger, but I think it's, I'm past the expiration date on that kind of wild, excursion. Certainly not someplace that I'd want to take my family. So, yeah, I think Burning Man can stay out there and I'll look at it from afar. So that's it for the book haul. Before I leave you, I wanted to bring up the fact that Gordon White of Rune Soup passed away. Everybody's talking about it online, and I just wanted to say a few words. I knew Gordon a bit. We talked on several occasions. He was arrogant but erudite, and I really enjoyed the conversations we had. I enjoyed the back and forth. We kind of would argue over this or that, and but all in good fun. And I really appreciated him. I think he had a very unique way of looking at magic, at animism, at kind of a global esoteric network, and he was tapped into that, and I really enjoyed Rune Soup. I enjoyed the people I met through it, and he's a huge icon in chaos magic. And with us just recently losing Carol and now White, it kind of strikes close to home. That's he will certainly be missed. And if you've not had a chance to read any of his work, I highly recommend, like Starships, Animistic, it's Pieces of Eight. Yeah, just very, very entertaining and well-presented material that brings chaos magic and modern esoterica into the light. And he was very good at that. So I guess I'm going to sign off with that, and I thank you for stopping by. We'll talk again very soon.